Hi, I'm Ralph Pate. Along with my wife Candy, I own the horse sports company, the makers of the Wyngz Rides Cool saddle pad. Now, this saddle pad has 12 advantages over any other saddle pad. The first of which you'll notice, this pad that's on the floor that I'm standing on. When you stand on this pad, this is the seat insert. This pad conforms perfectly to my boot. If your saddle fits your horse properly, this saddle pad will conform perfectly to your horse's back. When Horse and Rider magazine tested this pad, their tester found that it conformed to his horse's back, it eliminated heat and pressure off his horse. In fact, the tester said he now prefers this saddle pad over any he's ever used. The next thing you notice about this pad is the weight of it. This saddle pad weighs 3 pounds. Now, unlike your normal wool felt pad, you take it off the rack in a tack store, it weighs 8 or 9 pounds. You put it on your horse, you go out riding 3 or 4 hours later, especially here in Arizona, that pad weighs 12 to 15 pounds. If you put a gel pad on your horse, it starts at 13, the next thing you know, it weighs about 20. Well, this pad can absorb sweat or moisture, so this pad always weighs 3 pounds. You're never gonna weigh your horse down. The next thing you notice, let me show you. You've never seen a saddle pad do this. See how that flexes across the withers? Well, this pad is designed to flex across the withers so it never binds your horse's shoulders. Your horse performs better for you because he moves more freely with this pad. Now, it's difficult to see out here, but if you look, this is the coolest pad you can put on a horse. There's 72 holes in the seat of that pad. And what that does is that allows the heat to rise up through the pad, like so. Then when you saddle up, the bars of the saddle go on the built-up part of the seat, like so. The wing pops up into the gullet, just about like that. Not so much that you close that vent, because that vent pulls the heat off your horse's back. So at the end of the day, when you're done, you'll find his withers and backbone dry, the rest of his back cooler and drier than you've ever seen it before. Now, if you look at this pad, you'll see there are Kevlar grips on the top of it. Now, the Kevlar grips basically bond with a fleece on the bottom of the saddle, so it becomes one unit. If you take this saddle pad, you'll see no matter how hard you try, you cannot pull that saddle, or that saddle pad rather, out from underneath that saddle. You see this? It is one unit. Then, at the end of the day, simply take the saddle and pad off your horse. Simply hose it off. When you're finished hosing it off, you hang it up. 30 minutes later, you have a clean, dry, fresh saddle pad. This saddle pad belonged to Jack Teague, who was a major trainer in the Arab world. Jack saddled 6 to 8 horses a day on this 13-year-old pad for over 10 years. You can see that's still a perfectly good usable saddle pad. Now, if you check the foam in the seat of this pad against the foam in the seat of the new pad, you'll see there's no difference. The 2-year warranty against any defective material or workmanship in these pads, because this pad is made in the USA, except for the seat of the pad. The seat of the pad has a 10-year warranty against any breakdown in the foam in the seat. This is truly the last saddle pad most folks will ever buy.
Hi, I'm Rocco Walkman, and I'm the senior instructor at the Arizona Cowboy College, and I've been so for 20 years. I bumped into the Rides Cool saddle pads about 3 years ago, and to tell you the truth, it's the single best pad I've ever used. It's the only pad that I can only use one pad, and in a hot Arizona day, not burn a hole in the back of a horse. The way it sticks, the way it stays, a couple of the parts about it where I can make a mouse hole underneath the gullet of the saddle and the saddle sits and sticks is kind of amazing. And the fact it releases so much heat. It's separated in the middle, and in Arizona the days are so hot that when a closed pad retains a lot of heat, and I think that's what does a lot of damage to the horses. This releases so much heat, I'm just amazed. So if you want to keep your horse happy and healthy and you want to be able to ride it every day in the hot Arizona summer, use a Rides Cool pad. I guarantee you'll love it. The only pad I'll ride with.